Hi guys, this is Dormouse03. Welcome back to my Evil Within 2 100% walkthrough. This is Chapter 3, and it's just opening up, guys, so we are at the start of the biggest kind of open world sequence, and we're going to be getting a lot of collectibles in this chapter right here. So firstly, I showed this at the end of my last video, but you want to make sure that you talk to O'Neill about just exhaust all these options, and then there's one that is gone right now that you need to select in order to start the Rogue Signal side quest. And so you just want to make sure that you do that. The first of our collectibles is the first coffee maker right here, and these are really good because they will fill up your entire health bar, which is awesome. So since you will note that I didn't heal in the first section, I was waiting for this coffee maker. So that is coffee maker number 1. And now this is a workbench, and you can use these to craft ammunition and to upgrade your weapons. And so we have plenty of gunpowder at this point. You should have some that you picked up from the beginning in Chapter 2. And you should be able to go ahead and craft a couple of handgun bullets, and that will take care of another achievement for us here called DIY, and there it is. Crafted something for the first time. Okay, and so this introduces you to the field crafting system as well. So if you go into your menu and select this right here, you can craft things on the fly. Just note that the medical supplies, the health and recovery items, they do not cost anything extra, and so making those on the fly is actually really good. But weapons and ammo and crossbow bolts and things like that are going to cost you more ammunition to create on the fly than they would at a workbench. So we're going to try to use the workbench whenever possible. There are some weapon parts here, and you just want to make sure that you pick those up. Those will help you upgrade your weapons. And we're going to be needing to upgrade our weapons as we go along. That is going to introduce you to the upgrade system. And so if we go in here, you're going to have a couple of little cutscenes and whatnot. Well, they're not really. They're kind of cutscenes. Semi-cutscenes. Tiny cutscenes. Where it just kind of introduces you to Tatiana, who is the nurse who was from the first game, who provided you with your upgrades. Same deal here. You're going to have upgrades from her, and this is the same place that you go to unlock the lockers when you get the locker keys that we're going to start collecting in this chapter. We don't have any right now, so we can't unlock any of the lockers yet, but we can start doing the upgrades, and I'll show you the path that we want to be doing for those right now.
What the hell? Hey, let me out of here.
Detective Castellanos, what a pleasant surprise. Welcome back.
You again? How are you here?
I could ask you the same question. Regardless, it's nice to see a familiar face. Even if that face has seen far too much. You look tired, Detective. I can help you get back in shape. Just like before.
And so these are your different upgrade trees, and the one that we're going to start working on right now is the stealth tree. Can afford this first low profile, and the next thing that I'm going to be saving up to buy is the ambush skill, because we're going to need that for an achievement called Wait For It. And so we are going to be getting that soon. Just, you know. You can get that later if you want to. I think it's really helpful because I think the stealth is pretty good in the game, and so you just want to be doing what you think is best. But you will want to get that skill for the achievement at some point, and so I figure might as well get it out of the way near the beginning since the skill is good. It's useful. So this is going to show you how to use your walkie.
Let's see if I can find this signal he mentioned.
And so we can lock on. This is going to be the main quest here.
Looks pretty far away, but it's the only lead I've got. God, I hope it's Lily.
And then this green one should show up if you picked up this rogue signal quest.
We're screwed. There's too many of them. Suck it up, James. We've been through worse than this. And we're better armed this time. Or at least we will be once we raid the supplies. Come on.
That must be the signal O'Neill mentioned.
Suck it up, James.
And so we're going to definitely want to do the rogue signal mission before we do the main quest. There's a lot of stuff to pick up in this level. And so we're going to be doing a lot of exploring, a lot of going around and getting stuff, picking up a few achievements or trophies, and it's going to be good.
If it keeps breaking apart like this, there won't be any Union to search. I gotta try to find that signal.
So here we are in the main part of Union. And the first thing that we're going to do is come over here to this bench and smash this statue for locker key number 1. We're going to open those lockers at some point during this chapter, but and you can unlock them, as you go along if you want to, but there's no real need to do that right away. But just know that you can, at any time, go back to the safe house and start opening up those lockers. So right here next to the bench is the Union Visitor Center, and there's going to be a pamphlet on the desk right here. That's going to be file number 6, Welcome to Union pamphlet. And then there's a little herb on the windowsill there. And then I'm going to take you over to the church. And now just be aware that we're going to need to run out of this place, because there's going to be 3 lost in here, and it's really close quarters and whatnot, but you will be able to get some sneak kills if you run out and run back to the safe house.
Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Oh my God. Please. I know I've sinned, but not this. Please. I will sin. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for what I've done.
Hello?
Please forgive me.
Are you okay?
Forgive me. Please. Oh God. Please.
So I'm going to run out here by that guy. And he shouldn't hurt you as you're leaving there. And you just want to book it. Hightail it back over here to the safe house. And hopefully you shouldn't get too hurt getting back over here. That was a little bit of a cheap shot there. So they are kind of right on your tail, and you don't have a lot of stamina at that moment, but like I said, you shouldn't get too hurt getting back over here. So we're going to try to stealth kill all of these dudes. There should be one that hangs around outside and another one that goes inside. And the one that hangs around outside looks like he's a little bit stuck. So he usually patrols back and forth from that door. And if you wait until he turns around and then kind of come over here and hide by this bench, he'll turn around and you'll be able to get up behind him. But it looks like he's, like I said, it looks like he's a little bit stuck. So not sure what he was doing there, but we'll take advantage of it. Sometimes you just can't, you know, help what the AI does. Open up this. We probably could have gotten behind him right there. But I'm just going to wait for him to turn. Oh, he's turned at a weird angle right now. So we definitely don't want to. And so with these guys with the stealth, you just want to be careful. And notice kind of where they're looking. And that kind of thing. Just be careful with them. But that's 3 more stealth kills for you, so you should be well on your way to the 10 that you need for the I Am the Knight achievement or trophy. And then we're going to come behind the altar here and grab locker key number 2 right there. And so and we will keep moving around here. So the next thing that we're going to do is head over into town here. A little bit farther along. And there's going to be a bottle here. And some boxes that you can break. And hopefully at least one of them has something in it. There we go. Smoke powder we'll use to make some smoke bolts later on. But for right now, we don't particularly need it. You climb up this ladder here, and now just be aware that there is an enemy that is patrolling around up here. And so there he is. We can see him right there. And he's usually walking kind of back and forth. I don't know what is up with these enemies right now. They're all stuck. But you just want to kind of kite around this guy. And he'll be walking back and forth. He usually walks a path back and forth right in here. Right now he just wants us to kill him, so I will oblige. So we're gonna kill him, and then there's several things up here. There's some weapon parts. And some ammunition. All kinds of good stuff. And then the things that we really came up here for is this right here. This is going to be file number 7. Mobius communicator log replacement parts. And it's going to show you where you can find the parts to fix this broken sniper rifle that I'm going to pick up right now. And so the
rest of it looks okay. Need to find some parts to fix it.
The sniper rifle, and so that's rogue signal there, and so the sniper rifle parts are going to be up toward the top of the map. And so, you know, this is a fairly big-ish area, and so just be aware of that. And the cool thing is, actually, if you go up here first, the locations are reversed. So if you go up here before you've been to the sniper tower right here, the broken sniper rifle and the log are going to be here. And then the broken sniper rifle parts are going to be on the top of the building here. So just be aware, if you've gone to a different place first, then your locations are going to be slightly different than mine were. But if you're following along with this, then you should be fine. So yeah, the sniper rifle is one of the weapons that you're going to want to get, both because it's awesome and does a lot of damage, and because it is really a part of the powerhouse achievement to get all of the weapons. Sometimes there are items and stuff in these trash bins. Sometimes there's not. So when you bust these crates, there's usually either weapon parts or gunpowder that you get out of them. Alright, so we're full on bottles. There's going to be several of these lost up here who are milling around, eating some bodies. You'll notice the one that has the like fire bottle in its hand, that one can toss fire bottles at you. It's pretty unpleasant. And be careful going over here. On the right side in those bushes over there, there is a witch. A hysteric, I think she's called. I'm going to climb up on top of this building and sneak up behind this lady who is occupied. Alright. And then I'm going to use the opportunity to walk across this rooftop here. And you'll notice the train yard down here. There's going to be some stuff in there that we're going to pick up. But for right now, I'm going to be hopping down here. And we get our communicator on these little black figures right here. And you hold to tune. And then these are the residual memories. And so this is the first one. And this is also part of the Rogue Signal side quest.
Let them fend for themselves. This ain't the Marines anymore. weapon stashes. Load up and clean house. No matter what it looks like, monster or human, take it out with extreme prejudice.
The hell was that? Whatever it was, it looks like they were here. Where did they go?
So it's going to show 2 more locations right now.
More signals. Not sure if I want to run into these two. Sounds like they went rogue. Then again, weapons are useful.
And so right now, I'm going to walk up here. So that shows you the 2 resonance points for rogue signal there. This dude right here is going to move, and then I'm going to move up. And move around behind this guy. And that should be, if you've been following all of the kills that I've been doing, that should be your 10th one right there. And that should be your achievement for 10 sneak kills. I am the knight, which is excellent, excellent. Now, we have a couple more individuals right here. So they are having a bad day. They don't like whatever noise is going on right here. And so you can kind of get around behind them and get your stab on. And so that effectively takes out those 2. And now there are a couple more that are milling around over to the right. But now's a good moment to go and smash all of these crates. Grab some weapon parts, grab some gunpowder, grab any other random things. I think the 2 most likely things are weapon parts and gunpowder, and then the next most common thing that you find in those crates is smoke powder, weirdly enough. So yeah, so we've got 2, 3 more lost over there. And so we're about to pick up the Warden crossbow, which is excellent. But first, going to come back here, pick up those handgun bullets. And then right here is your Warden crossbow. And so there's a couple of things that we're going to be doing right here. The first thing is going to be picking up this Warden crossbow, and it's going to give us the achievement Good to See You Again for acquiring the Warden crossbow. And then immediately afterwards we're going to get an opportunity to stun an enemy standing in water using the shock bolt, and that will give us the shock therapy achievement or trophy. And if you run up to the enemy after it falls down, you can also stomp it and kill it, and that will be part of the 15 kills that you need for the achievement or trophy called Bootable Offense, to stomp and kill 15 fallen enemies. And so we're going to be working on all 3 of those right now.
I haven't seen one of these in a while.
So it gives us the Warden crossbow here. And here is our achievement, Good to See You Again, which is rocking. And so these two are going to come and stand in the water here. And you can shock them in the water and then run up and stomp them in the heads. I'm super confused. There it is. Alright, it just decided that it didn't want to give it to me. But it did. I hate this achievement system. So irritating. But there you go. That should be shock therapy. So you stun an enemy standing in water using the shock bolt. And you also should have gotten 2 stomp kills for your trouble. And one of these enemies that come to get you in the water is usually going to be carrying a hand axe. And so you can pick that up as well. Make sure to come back here and grab your harpoon bolts and your weapon parts. And that is that. And so the 15 stomp kills. So a spot like right here is really, really good for it. Unfortunately, you can't reload your checkpoints like you can in some games and farm the kills for things like sneak kills and these stomp kills. And so just be aware of that when you knock enemies down. Try to be stomping on their heads. That should have been 2 for you right there, and I'll try to point out some places later on where you can get them. The shotgun is a really, really good weapon to be able to knock enemies down and then stomp them. So you'll notice that we still have this enemy right here. So the enemy with the Molotov cocktail. And she should be the last enemy in this area here. And as soon as she decides that she's gonna move, get your ugly mug out of here. What are you even doing, lady? Welp. She's angry. She's angry and she's mean and she's not moving. So we'll get around behind her right here and stab her in the back of the head. And funny thing is, when she drops that, it like makes this big flame around the bottom of her. But that doesn't hurt you for whatever reason. Because they were kind in their programming, I guess, because it just falls automatically. Should be some more weapon parts right there. And then if you come over to where this guy was, he should have some bullets on him. Alright, so there's going to be some more enemies. No, Sebastian. There's going to be some more enemies over here. So there's that one that's kind of feasting. You should be able to get around him. He also had an axe. And these axes you want to be careful with. This fuse will help you to craft some more shock bolts. So shock bolts are one of my favorite types of weapon bolts. I think the shock bolts and the explosive bolts are probably my favorite. The smoke bolts are also pretty cool. So yeah, if you didn't have a hand axe, or if you use your hand axe that you picked up from the lady who fell into the water, just be aware that you can pick up another one right there. And so now what we're going to do is head over to the trains. And so the trains here are a little bit irritating. But you should have a good number of bullets and whatnot to be able to deal with some of the things that might happen here. So I'm going to come around over here, and behind this car that's knocked over between these two trains, there's going to be your third locker key. And then this right here. So there's some nails that you can use to make explosive bolts, which are awesome. And then you're going to want to get into this train car right here. But unfortunately doing so is going to make an enemy come out at you that can't really be avoided, and it's kind of an irritating thing. But we have an axe, and so we're going to use it. So there we go. That enemy is taken care of. And then we're going to head through this area. So now you want to make sure that you have your pistol out right here, because once you walk back through this area, you're going to trigger this camera to go off. It's going to give you some slow-mo, and there's going to be an enemy to face. But we came down here because we wanted to grab the first handgun pouch upgrade. Now these pouch upgrades are really good because they just allow you to hold more ammunition, which means that the stuff that you pick up in the level, you are actually able to pick up, which is nice. And so you'll see that there's this wire right here, and there's really no way around it. You can't duck under it or anything like that. So we're going to kind of have to just play this out. So you trip the wire, it's going to set off the slow-mo, and then we're going to have an enemy that walks into it. And so she's going to get caught in the slow-mo, and we're going to want to shoot her in the face. Oh, and miss. Oh boy. There we go. Oh, here she is. Okay. So that should only take 3 or 4 shots. If you have a little bit steadier aim than good old Dormouse. So, there you go. That's her down. And that's your pouch there. And now there are a couple more things in these trains as well. So, climb up in here. And right here on this train car is going to be our first mysterious object, called the Mysterious Mask. And folks who've played the game Dishonored will recognize this as Corvo's mask. I think these mysterious objects are pretty neat. It's like little throwbacks to, or not throwbacks, but little nods to other Bethesda games, which I think it's nifty. Also, I really love these train cars because there's a bunch of these little rats in there, and I just love them. I think they're super cute. Okay, and then we're going to be able to pick up some high-grade weapon parts from back here. And the high-grade weapon parts you're going to need to fully upgrade your weapons. It's going to unlock some of the weapon upgrade trees. For later on, and I missed the exit here because I just did. And so now this train car here is a bit of an irritation because you've got several enemies in there that kind of sneak up on you. This is the other side from where we were before, where we picked up the Dishonored mask there. And we're going to be able to make our way down to the end over here. And there's nothing there. So if you're ever trying to find any of these resonance points, you can always, when it pops up with a message like that, you can like use your communicator and that will help you find it. So I knew that it was in this train car right here, but I just wanted to show you. Just in case you're having trouble locating these things, it kind of shows you where they are. And it'll allow you to lock on to them. So we have this guy right here. He's going to turn around. And I'm going to head on past him and through this area here. And there should be a resonance point here at the end, as well as some red gel, which you're going to need to fully upgrade some abilities. And then if we equip the communicator, we'll be able to pick up Residual Memory number 2. Okay, so that's residual memory number 2 right there. And then we're going to make our way back down through this train car. And just want to be careful of this guy at the end here, because I don't want him to see me. And the reason why I didn't go through the rest of the train car is because some of the other bodies in the train car before this dude will get up, and they will make you have a very, very, very bad day. And so, where's the exit? I lost the exit. It's past this section. It's in the next car. And so you just want to be careful of this dude. Make sure that he doesn't see you. You can get around him and stealth kill him and whatnot, but I don't want to trigger the clown car of other Lost to come out after him. And so what I'm going to do is just get through that section right there and get to the exit here. So the next thing that we can do and some of these bodies will stand up. They will if you hit them or make too much noise or whatever. So just be careful. Don't take a lot of swings at things that you don't want to stand up. So we're going to go over to the parking lot of this Union Auto Repair. There are a couple things in here, but the most important thing is another weapon, and it's the laser-sighted handgun. So nothing in there. So this right here, this is going to be to pick up the laser-sighted handgun. You are going to take a little bit of damage here. You're going to need to do a quick time event. So as soon as you investigate this body, he'll pick up the pistol, but then Lost will grab you. And so you just need to be moving the left stick back and forth really quickly. And that throws him off. So he's sufficiently... We lost him. Well, kind of. He's still coming. This guy. This guy here. He's not playing around. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you do take some mandatory damage there. but it should be okay. And you can go ahead and be pulling the left stick back and forth as soon as you get into the little cutscene deal. We're going to pick up the laser-sighted handgun. And then we're going to get around behind this guy and kill him. Sit down, son. Okay. Cool. I think this is just a bottle over here, but I just want to make sure. Yes. I think there was another crate over here that I did not get. Some all-important weapon parts. So there you go. That's laser-sighted handgun. And I've heard that for whatever reason the laser-sighted handgun does more damage. For whatever reason. So I'm not really sure what's up with that, but it's an extra 6 bullets. I don't like the laser-sighted handgun, just as a personal preference. I just don't like it. It doesn't appeal. I find it harder to aim. It's not that I just don't like it, it's just that I feel like I can't aim it. And so now this section right here, you're going to have this lovely individual who is patrolling back and forth over here. And so you want to kind of move over to the left shadows. And then move around behind this building. And you're going to grab locker key number 4. Which is awesome. And then you're going to want to stay hidden right here around the corner and wait for her to turn around. Because this enemy is mean. She will take all of your stamina away and alert every enemy within a 16-mile radius to come and attack you. So you don't want to alert her. This one, however, gets stabbed in the back of the head because she's dumb. And then right here, as your little prize on the workbench right here is going to be the sniper rifle parts. And so using those, you're going to be able to use the workbench to craft the sniper rifle. And so now you have the sniper rifle, your next weapon, which is rocking. So that's that. Just pick up all of the items in here and we're going to make our way back out the way that we came in. Just want to be careful. Okay, she's walking back. So I'm going to take that opportunity to move on out of here. Okay. So next up, we're going to have a locker key on the porch over here. So right across from this auto repair shop, there should be a statue we can break and grab a locker key number 5 from the porch right there. And now we're going to head on over into the auto repair shop, and there are a couple of things in here that we're going to be getting. So we're going to pick up these items here. And then there is another resonance point here. So this is also part of the Rogue Signal side quest. You will need to do this for that. And this will be Residual Memory number 3.
I locked a bunch of those things in the room underneath the auto body shop. I'm heading to the visitor center now. James, do you copy? Shit.
There's a supply cache under here. I gotta get down there.
Okay, so yes, there is a supply cache under here. We have one more thing to contend with, though, and that is going to be the lovely lady that shows up when you turn all the lights on. So here we go. This is our first one of these types of characters. And she is very fast and very mean. And so you want to sneak up behind her, you want to stealth, hit her, and then you want to be prepared to run away. We're going to run. We're going to go through this door. And we're going to run down the street here. And so at this point, she should be catching up to the door. And we're just going to wait for a second. She didn't see me, did she? I'm going to wait a second. Let her turn back around. Okay, so now she is walking back. And we're going to stab her again, and the second stab to the back of the head should kill her. And then we're going to collect our lovely green gel. So, since we turned the power on, now we can move these cars. There will be some gunpowder in this one here that I always forget you don't have to break the window on. And then that one there is going to allow us to get up underneath the auto repair shop. But we're going to go in here right quick and grab a syringe and some weapon parts. And then going to head down this ladder right here. And so now we are underneath the auto repair shop, and there should be yet another communication down here. So this is going to be residual memory number 4.
All over the place. Shit, John. What are you doing down here? You weren't supposed to see this. I don't understand. Whoa, don't flick that thing at me. We're best friends, man. Come on. I know. And that makes what I have to do even harder. Stop joking around, man. Sorry, John. But I have to do this. Mobius doesn't allow for mistakes. Mobius? What on earth is Mobius?
Okay, so that's residual memory 4. And then we're going to keep moving. And we're going to go over here. There should be some gunpowder to pick up. And some enemies that are mean. And we're going to get a key card off of this guy's body right here. And then we're going to run over here, hide in this little hidey hole, and allow this guy to kind of lose us, look around, and then he's going to head into the room on the right. And when he does that, we can get around behind him and stab him dead in the back of the head. Stabby, stabby. And pick up all of the stuff that's in here. There's quite a lot of good supplies here. So you notice this door says B34. And so you want to pick the numbers that are in the B column and correspond to 3 and 4. So I believe the code is always the same, 9676. But that's how you solve that little problem there. There's going to be a medical kit in there, and the medical kits are really good because they allow you to fully heal pretty much. And then there's going to be another high-grade weapon part right there as well, which is very nice. In this little box right here is going to be your first explosive bolt for your crossbow. And then we're going to be able to pick up a couple more explosive bolts right here in just a second. So we're going to climb up this ladder. Hold on a second. And there's going to be this file right here. I almost forgot about it. But this is file number 8. It's going to be report number 00592, disposal request. And so you want to make sure that you pick that up. File number 8. And then we're going to climb up this ladder. And then you want to crouch down. We're going to set off this little tripwire there and then pick up this explosive bolt. And then make note of this lost that's right there. We want to make sure that we kind of hide from him. He's going to be kind of milling around here. He should walk right into the path right here, though. He should be making a circle around these stacks. Yep. And we're able to grab him and stab him. And pick up the juice. And then there's a third explosive bolt right there, pretty important. And then right here, there's going to be some shotgun shells on this officer right here. And then right here, you want to make sure, don't look to the right. Don't walk to the right, don't look to the right. Don't do anything over there, just come push that button to raise this up and then walk straight under here. And that way you don't have to mess with another one of the lost who kind of pops out from over on the right and tries to jump scare you. And we're going to pick up all of the stuff under here. Oop. And grab all of the stuff over on this side too. And then we're going to move this out of the way here. And then get out of this auto repair shop. Okay. And so these vending machines here, sometimes they'll let out green gel. And so you just want to hit them a couple of times until they stop giving you gel. Okay. And then we're going to make our way over here. So over here in this parking lot, well, we've got an herb there, and we've got some boxes to smash back here. And then on this guy right here, we have a shotgun shell, which is awesome. And so right here, there will be a shock bolt. And so you should have two at this point. And here is how I'm going to recommend you do this. So we're going to use the one to open up this garage door, and then the other I'm going to use to deal with an enemy that's in there. So we use that, and then I'm gonna put another bolt on the ground right there. And shoot him in the head. So this guy can be kind of a problem. He's a little bit tougher than your average enemy, but using the shock bolt like that allows you to take him out without too much issue. And then we're able to pick up your next residual memory. Should be number 5.
Power disabled. Nothing's getting in here. Not even you, Hayes! Find yourself another safe house! This place is locked tight! Understand? Shit. This is so fucked. Didn't sign up for this. It's okay. I'm gonna be okay. You're locked in, man. Just gotta wait it out. What the fuck was that sound? How did that get in here? What the hell is that? No!
Alright, so there you go, residual memory number 5. And then we're going to be able to go in the second safe house up here. And so any of the damage that you have taken thus far, you can erase with our second coffee maker. So this will be coffee maker number 2. Be able to refill your health right now. Because you may have taken some when you were trying to get away from those folks at the church at the very beginning, and you may have also taken a little bit of damage. Well, you did definitely take some damage when you were getting that laser pistol, because it's there. I just don't think there's any way to get out of it. I think it's just mandatory damage. So here is our first smoke bolt. So that will allow you to create smoke bolts, which is very nice. And I'm gonna come around over here, grab the weapon parts, and grab this file right here. This will be file number 9, report number 00122, recruits. Alright, so there we go. And right now I would suggest you should have enough green gel to go ahead and upgrade and get the ambush upgrade. And I'd recommend that you go ahead and do that. So at this point you can
You've brought something with you. A key? Excellent. Some keys open doors of perception, but this isn't one of them. This one is more mundane, but still useful.
So you can use your locker keys that you've got so far.
Its contents are better off in your hands than locked away.
And so they will have, some of them will have ammunition, some of them will have weapon parts, some of them will have green gel, some of them will have gunpowder. And so it's just a little bit random what you might get. I'm going to go ahead and leave any ammo in there, just because I know I don't need it right now. But I'll pick up any crafting materials and upgrade materials. And so you should have the same items, but they'll be in kind of a different order. I think you're more likely to get different types of bolts and things once you get to the latter half, because you're going to be, you know, having different crossbow bolts and things at that point, like the freeze bolt and what have you. And so those won't typically show up until later. And then the last locker that you open, I believe, is a bunch of green gel. And so those are really the only kind of requirements. And then otherwise you can kind of just get random. It'll be random order as to what you get. So now we're going to upgrade. And the most important thing that you get right now is this ambush skill right here. And that's going to allow you to sneak kill from around a corner, which is super awesome. And we're going to need to do this one time to get an achievement or trophy. But it's actually very, very good regardless. Something else that's really good is this bottle break skill. And seeing as I have enough green gel to upgrade this, well, I don't know, I might go ahead and take the move faster. Yeah, I'm going to take move faster first. I'll get both of these. And then I would suggest move faster while crouched. That one's actually quite good. Or not move faster while crouched. Move faster while crouched is also is actually really good, but the bottle break is what I was talking about. That one is better than you'd think, because that means that if you have bottles in your inventory, it'll break free from one of the regular enemy's grab attacks, and like he'll pull it out and break the bottle on their face. And so if you do get grabbed, that will make it so that you don't take a bunch of damage from that grab, which is very helpful, especially for this difficulty. So hopefully we're not going to be getting grabbed very much, but I think that's a good one to pick up if you are having trouble with that. And I will probably pick that one up soon. So there we go. That was stealth, and actually I think I might upgrade my stamina if I can. Yes. So yeah, stamina recovery and all of that good stuff. Stamina gauge maximum. All of those things are very good. So helpful stuff. Upgrade what you like. Just make sure to get the ambush skill for right now. Right, so we're gonna head back out. So the next thing that we're gonna do is head across the street and grab a couple of things. So there should be something in that particular garbage bin. And you guys, I'm likely to miss a couple of, you know, like garbage bins and random places for random loot. I'm not going to guarantee you that I'm showing you every single item that you can possibly pick up, but I'm trying to show you enough to be able to, you know, grab the majority of the items in here, be able to craft the things that you need to craft, and upgrade the things that you need to upgrade, and carry forth with the game. So I apologize if it's not technically 100% of every single possible thing that you can pick up, but you know, it's as good as can be. So like this right here, there's going to be a zombie that comes out from underneath this particular car. So you saw he hurt me a little bit. And you just want to be careful trying to creep up behind them like this. Because, you know, they can turn, and he is really making his way up here, isn't he? You're a funny man, Mr. Sir. Okay. So there should be the zombie that comes out of there, but you should be able to kite it around and take care of it. No big deal. And then you can investigate under this vehicle. You want to kind of be careful around here. There's going to be some enemies that kind of get up and then move over toward the left. Once they move, however, they should move out of range of being able to see you. And at that point, you can get around here and break this statue and grab this key, and that will be locker key number 6. And then we're gonna head straight on across here to this house that's kind of covered in this weird looking aura. And so we're going to go into this house. It's 345 Cedar Avenue. And there are a couple of things that we're going to be doing in here. So just investigating, making sure there's not any items to pick up here. Okay. We're going to head to this back door. And there's going to be some more items to pick up. But most importantly, there's going to be this file right here. And that's going to be the KCPD request for psychological evaluation, which is an important
What the hell is this?
collectible to pick up. That's going to be file number 10. And then that's going to kind of start this little flashback memory sequence thing. And so the TV you're going to want to investigate because that turned on. And that's going to take you into this memory.
Interview with Detective Sebastian. Detective, could you please tell me about that day at Beacon Mental Hospital? I told you 10 times already. Let's go through it one more time.
And this is important for an achievement to face your past, and it's also important for the Powerhouse achievement because you're doing 3 of these things is not only going to get you an achievement in and of itself, it's also going to give you the revolver, which is an important weapon that we need for collecting all the weapons. So we're going to pick up this. It's going to be file number 11. It's the Torn Psychological Evaluation Report, top. We will get the Torn Psychological Evaluation Report, bottom, much later on.
We had a call. There's something happening at Beacon Mental Hospital. We went in, but it wasn't the hospital. It was somewhere else. Are you certain that's what you saw? My story's not gonna change, damn it. It was like hell in there. A whole other world. And this all took place at the hospital? I just said it didn't. Jesus, can't you understand? I understand that you've been under considerable stress.
That was the counseling they made me do after.
Yes, it sounds like the counselor was confused. I mean, to be fair to the counselor, like, it sounds nuts. And it's hard to follow. Okay. Really? Can't go through there? Okay, can't go through there yet.
It was just a fever dream. A figment of your imagination. It wasn't a dream. I was inside of a killer's mind. It was as real as you are. That may be. But what good is it to hang on to this version of reality? Perhaps if we disabuse you of this notion, things will go more smoothly for you.
Was he
Okay.
just head shrinking me, or did he know something I didn't?
So after all that, you can go into this room and have this little scene.
You cannot keep me here.
And then we're going to run down the halls back at the Beacon Mental Hospital. And it's a nice little return to corridors that look familiar from the first game. Kind of nifty. And then right here on this wheelchair, we're going to have Photographic Slide number 2.
Beacon. I can't be back.
Oh, yes, you can be back, Sebastian. You can and you are. So we're going to head and face ourselves right here. And everybody likes those grabby hands. It is everybody's favorite thing.
What the hell is going on? Were those just memories?
Okay, so once we do that, we'll have a little call.
What do you want?
Sebastian, are you alright? Your vitals suddenly spiked. You're about to go into cardiac arrest.
I saw Beacon. I was there again.
How could that be? This is a completely new stem.
I don't know. But I know what I saw. God, I hope it doesn't happen again. It's bad enough in here already. I don't want to have to relive the past over and over. Place is trying to mess with me. Can't get distracted. Gotta find Lily.
Okay, so we'll get a harpoon bolt and a red gel. After all of that, And then we'll be able to leave this place. And head on around back here. And so back behind this area are a couple of things. So I'm going to show you how to get the shotgun pouch for more shotgun ammunition. And I think this is kind of the easiest way to get this. So there's going to be a hysteric that comes at you once you walk through this wire, which you have to do. There's no avoiding it. And here she comes, and you're going to want to turn around and run back here and climb down the ladder. And you should be able to hear her. And we'll see where she is right now. She's probably coming around this corner. Oh no, she's walking all the way back over there. Okay. So let's kind of see what she does. Yeah, she's walking back around. Alright, so we're going to stab her once and then back up and turn and run away back down this corridor. And if you can just make it to the ladder here and climb down, she should not be able to follow you down this ladder. So even if she follows you all the way to the ladder, I've tested it a couple of times and I'm pretty confident in saying that she cannot follow you down the ladder. This particular enemy in this one, so there are ones that can go up the ladders, but this particular one doesn't go up the ladder. Or down the ladder. Now there's one in chapter 4 that I'll be showing you soon, and she does go up and down the ladder after you, but this one does not. And you see these enemies they have quite the aggro range. And so it's like she knows that we're here, even though she shouldn't know exactly where we are. But when she turns back around, we'll get her. And you may need to retreat again back down the ladder. It just depends on kind of at what point you lost her and that kind of stuff. But you should be able to get her in that fashion. And so now we go and grab our prize at the end of all of this. We have the first shotgun ammo pouch, which will give us 3 more shots. I believe it's 3. It might be 4. More bullets that we can pick up, and then some handgun bullets, and then there's a syringe if you need another one of those. And then gonna head on this way. You can see down there our one of our next stops is gonna be this witch down here. And so we're gonna have some more fun kiting that we're gonna do. But first, we're going to go up over this gate. I'm going to go ahead and open that. Just cause, in case, just in case. And then you can either use the ladder or just climb up those boxes and then across onto this other roof right here. And this is going to be our second mysterious object. The mysterious weapon replica, and this, I believe, is from Quake. It's the rocket launcher from Quake. So there we go, that's number 2 of those. And then we can climb back down here. Did not mean to turn on my light. And then this lady right here. So she's mean. And it's almost like she knows you're here. Imagine that. So I'm going to pull out a bottle. And I'm going to try to get her to turn around and investigate the other direction. And then I'm going to stab her, and I'm going to do the same thing that we did before. I'm going to stab her, I'm going to run away. And it's funny, these hysterics will chase you for quite a long time. But they walk kind of slowly. And so you see, now she's like, now we've confused her a little bit. And she should start walking back to the spot where she originated. Let's see, I'm gonna risk trying to sneak up behind her without tossing a bottle right here. We'll see. Nice. But if you need to toss another bottle to get her attention, we sufficiently confused her just there. So that was a good thing. But if you need more bottles, there are some all around. There were a couple up the ladder. And then there's another one right here on this bench. I think there's another one around here somewhere too. But we're going to go and we're going to retrieve our prize, which is going to be the second handgun upgrade pouch. So that will give you another 6 handgun bullets that you can pick up. So when I say it gives you another, and there's the bottle that I was, there's the bottle that I was talking about, the other bottle. When I say it gives you 6 handgun bullets that you can pick up, it means it increases your maximum capacity by 6, not it gives you 6 more handgun bullets. I apologize if I was not clear there. And then we're going to head into this house, and that's 336 Cedar Avenue. And there's a collectible in here that we want to pick up. There's also some more bottles if you need some more, or just, if you need to refill your inventory, or if you hadn't filled it up to begin with. In the bathrooms, there are usually one of these first aid stations with a syringe in it. But what we came for is going to be in here. And so, is there anything in this nightstand? Yeah. No. No, there's not. Okay, no more goodies. So this journal right here, we're going to pick this up. That's going to be
What's happening?
our next file. It's called Woman's Journal, and it's file number 12. And that's going to trigger this little thing here. And so it triggers this little sequence here.
What the fuck is happening?
And so we need to do this sequence as well, both for the collectibles,
It's coming.
and I believe this is another one that you need for the to get the revolver. I think you have to do this one too. For that weapon. And so she's gonna, you just want to stealth, and she should go through this door up here. And what we're wanting is to get a key card so that we can get through this door right there. And you just want to be careful that you don't get caught. So she's going to be going that way. Just be sure you don't double tap A, because you don't want to stand up and
There's gotta be some way to get out of here.
can she come through this wall? Probably. Okay. Everything's fine. So come around here, open this drawer. Usually I can get over here before she can really see you. Really? You won't let me open this door? Okay. So she's in here right now. We just want to wait for her to move. You know, and if she does see you like she saw me before, you know, you just want to kind of make sure that you move out of her line of sight, and she should lose you again. You just don't want to get caught by her, because she will insta-kill you. So she's going to go back through that door, and that is our cue to move over here. Use this key card. Have the wall glitch really weirdly. And then run. And that's that sequence done. And as a little reward at the end,
What was that thing? Was that real or all in my mind?
At the end, we're going to have this photographic slide number 3 that's on the table where we picked up the journal. So that is that, and we can get out of here. And we can come over here and investigate this trash can. There's another bottle there. And around behind some of these buildings there are a few little things that you can pick up. There's a lot of herbs and stuff like that. Okay. So we now have a couple more of these lost that we're going to try to deal with. We don't have any more shock bolts. This might be a nice moment if you have some shock bolts to use that against some of these enemies, because if you knock them down, you can stomp their heads, and whenever you can get multiple kills with that, that's helpful. You want to be careful with these fire bottle ones, though, because if they toss one of those fire bottles at you and that hits, that's going to be very unpleasant. Once again, don't worry when the bottle breaks. And there we go. That was the 30th enemy that we killed so far. And so about here, I mean, your enemy spawns should be the same as mine. But about at this point in your playthrough, you should have 30. And so you should be getting that achievement or trophy right around this time. Okay, so this is going to be a tiny trap. But we do get the little cache of materials here. Alright, so this guy's going to get up. Looking for another entrance here, but I don't know as there is one. So So I was trying to shoot him in the leg to get him to fall over so we could stomp in his face, but that didn't happen, so I just ended up spending a few more bullets that I wanted to, but that's okay. Finish getting the stuff, get anything that he drops from dying, and we're done with that section. So, but that is the strategy for trying to knock people down and stomp on their heads. Remember that we need to do that to 15. You should have gotten 2 from the first crossbow bolt in the water. But, you know, any opportunity that you can take to get some of those kills, I'll be trying to point out some good spots to do that. But any opportunity that you can take to do that, do so. And we can kind of refill some of our handgun bullets that we just spent. Next up is 322 Cedar Avenue. And this is going to be the next place to go for the Rogue Signal side quest. There's another bottle if you need another one of those. And again, the bathroom will have one of these syringes if you need that. Some smoke powder on the couch there. But our main objective is this way. So we're going to come over here and equip our communicator and listen in to another resonance.
Down there, right? What? You're not going with me? No time. I'm heading to the auto body shop to get some supplies. Meet me at the visitor center when you're done. The visitor center? Why? I told the survivors I found earlier to go there and hide out. I need to take care of them now, while they're still scared citizens. Easier to kill them before they turn into those things, instead of after. Good thinking.
A new signal.
James, where the fuck are you? Get your ass to the visitor center. You're never gonna believe.
Visitor center it is.
Okay, so that is residual memory number 6. And that's going to show us the location of the final part of the Rogue Signal side quest, which is super cool. And then we're going to have one more little thing to do, or kind of a big thing to do, in this area. So, when you come down here, there should be a computer, and this takes us into another part of the stem called the marrow, and this is going to be important because we're going to get locker key down here, as well as your first shotgun. Which is awesome. So, once we get down here, as mentioned earlier, there's bunches of stuff to pick up all over the place. Kind of refill our inventory. And then head out of this door. This little herb right there. And then this section right here, we're going to have another hysteric. And so she is mean. But you should be able to get her turned around right here. And then similarly to how we did it before, we're going to run away from her. Through the door, hide, just make sure that she doesn't follow you. It's funny because like a lot of the just regular enemies will follow you through doors like this, but some of the special ones won't. So we're going to be careful opening the door here. And you see that she's making her way back to her original position. And we're just kind of use the cover up here to get around behind her again. So there she is, back on her original path. She's going to move over. She's going to kind of turn around. I heard a banging sound in my headset, and I don't have any idea what that was, but it scared me slightly. So I missed her pattern right here, so I'm just going to wait for her to turn back around. I don't know why I decided to move out just then, because I'm antsy. Let's go, lady. I don't know that she's going to turn around. Oh no, wait. Yes, she is. Nope. Is she? Woman? What you doing? No, she's not going to turn around. Oh, yes, she is. Oh, yes, she is going to turn around, Dormouse. It just took her 17 years. You know. Alright. Just going to turn around again. Walk back the other way. And we'll get behind her and stab her again, and she will die. Alright. Finally, woman. I'm telling you what. Okay. So after that harrowing exchange, we'll come over here. Clear out some boxes, listen to some screaming, you know, get an autosave, because they're generous like that. You know, I've been thinking about what would have been a better challenge, or what would have been a more fun thing for them to do if they didn't want to repeat Akumu mode again, and they wanted to do something a little bit different. And what they could have done is had it where, like, you know, you needed to make it through an entire chapter without dying. Like, you had to do each chapter without dying instead of the whole 7 save thing, which was just a little bit, I think, too tedious. I really don't know. Honestly, I think the hardest difficulty is hard enough. But, you know. Alright. So we want to adjust. This is the first one of these locks, I think, that we've had. And so you want to adjust the sound waves so that they match up like that. And that unlocks your door right here. And then you can pick up some more handgun bullets there. And we'll see if there's anything in this box. Should be some weapon parts. Yep. Weapon parts, gunpowder. Very good. And then here's what we came here for. Well, one of the things that we came here for, but this is arguably the more important thing. I don't even think it's arguably. I think it is the more important thing in terms of just gameplay. It's the sawn-off shotgun. And so we're going to definitely set that to a shortcut there. And let's see, we've got 5 shells for it, not too shabby. And now you can use, if you want, and if you have one available, you can use a shock bolt right there to open up that door. But it is 100% not necessary. So we're going to walk in here. There's that lady that's going to get up, but she cannot get you. And we're going to come back through here. And then the there's going to be 2 of these lost guys that come out of the elevator. And so you should be able to get this one. The second one will likely see you. And so what you need to do is run back toward this door. Open the door. Run back to this little hidey hole. And get down in here. And he definitely cannot follow you down here. Even if he follows you through the door like that, he won't be able to follow you down this hole. So he's going to head back to his regularly scheduled programming. And we're going to go pick him up. Alright, so there's those 2 lovely gentlemen taken care of. And then we come in here for our little prize, which is our next locker key, number 7. And so we're gonna head out of the marrow and back into Union. So pretty cool. We have a shoddy to play with now, and we have another locker key to use. And we are almost done with this level, guys. Alright, so after we are out of the marrow, we're gonna climb back up here. And you want to be careful going back out of this house, because there should be some brand new enemies in here for your viewing pleasure. Killing pleasure. So there should be a lady dragging this body right here. And you should be able to get up behind her if you move quickly. And get her. Now this jerk face is done gone and seen me. And he apparently has a throwing axe. That's fun. Oh yeah! This happens sometimes. Where the town goes all wonky. And it's like that lady from the dream is trying to get you. Usually, if you just keep running, you can kind of run out of its radius. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that will happen occasionally after you've done those little flashback memories. Where you'll have the town kind of turn blue and cold, and the lady from those nightmares will be coming after you. So just be aware of that. Okay, so here we are back where we were. And the zombie that was chasing us is either just gone, despawned because of that little flash, or it's going to be up here somewhere. Okay, so when you get to this side of this truck right here, there should be a zombie that is a zombie. A lost that is carrying a body over to this pile. And there should also be a lovely hand axe in that pile. And this lady is going all over the place. But luckily, we've cleaned out this entire area. And so you didn't have to worry about anybody else coming after you. So, now we are back over here at the visitor center. It's going to be this building here. And this is where we're going to go to finish up the Rogue Signal side mission. So, you want to go into the visitor center. Have this little message. And so right here,
Him again.
we're going to lock on to residual memory number 7.
Man, just let me go. I can take you somewhere safe. We got supplies. Stick with me. I can get you out of here. Safe? What's interesting about safe? Why would I want to leave here? This place is a work in progress, but soon it will be perfect. All it requires is my inspiration and your blood. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Don't move. Oh shit! Oh shit! Help! Somebody help me! I said don't move. Now, let's make some art.
Tough luck, Ryan.
And then after you listen to that memory, if you come over here and pick up the communicator.
Communicator. Must be Ryan's. Mobius team members. They might have something useful on them.
And so now you can locate fallen Mobius operatives. And that counts as file number 13, Turner's communicator log. So, that is basically the Rogue Signal side quest completed. And you can now pull out your communicator and locate supply caches. They'll be white, but I believe we might have found them all.
Damn it.
Oh, dude. I forgot about that. That is super fun. So yeah, a little jump scare there. Okay.
That was weird. Even for this place. O'Neill's safe house is right there. Might as well give him the bad news about his entourage face to face.
Okay, so we're gonna go and report back to O'Neill and finish up this side quest here. And we may as well also pick up another couple of achievements while we are in the safe house. So, I'm gonna go back over here and talk to Mr. O'Neill.
Did you find them?
They were planning on killing everybody in here.
An Alpha 1 emergency, huh? Can't say it's the worst idea I've heard.
You're a real piece of work, O'Neill. You know that?
I'm just being a realist. You can't save everybody. It's impossible. Mobius made emergency plans for a reason.
If they never made this twisted machine, they wouldn't need emergency plans in the first place.
Maybe so. Look at what they've done. It's pretty incredible.
Still a company man after all this, huh? Hope your loyalty pays off for you in the end. Because right now, it seems like they don't give a shit about you.
What do you mean? They sent you in here, didn't they? Sorry, I didn't mean to make you angry. Here, I made some more of these for you. For your troubles.
Alright, so that is Rogue Signal complete, and that is your achievement or trophy, Backup Ain't Coming, for completing that side mission. And then, like I said, there's another couple of random achievements that we can pick up here. The first one, we can use that high-grade weapon part to upgrade some of your weapons. And so I would say the first thing that I would upgrade would be my handgun or shotgun, just depending on which you would rather. I'd say handgun, because you're probably going to have more bullets for that, use that more often. And then we're going to need to upgrade the smoke bolts at some point fully, but we don't have to do that right this second. We will definitely get some more of those weapon parts later on. So I would say if we're going for fully upgrading a weapon, that will probably be our handgun. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade some firepower here. Use some parts, and then we do have 2 high-grade weapon parts that we've picked up on this level, and so I'm going to go ahead and use one right here. That unlocks the next tree, and it also unlocks this achievement, making things a little easier. Used your first high-grade weapon parts, and so that just opens up this right here. And that you'll note that that opens up the level 2s for everything on this weapon. So it's not like you have to unlock that for every single one of these trees. It unlocks it for all of them. The only difference is for your crossbow. I believe that you have to use different ones for each one of these bolts. I think that's how it works. And so just make note of that, so you don't necessarily need to have as many high-grade weapon parts as you think you might. Okay, so we might as well pick up a couple more of these since we have some parts. Upgrade some of the ammo capacity. Upgrade fire rate a little bit. Upload our reload speed. Okay. Cool. So that'll do us for right now. Next thing that we can do is head to the safe house. And so definitely by this point you should have a couple of these red gels. And so you should be able to open up an upgrade path using the red gel, and that is going to be another achievement or trophy. So we can open up a couple more lockers, and again, if it has resources in it, then I'm going to pick it up. If it does not, then I'm going to leave it. So med kit, I've already got one. Bullets I will leave for right now, but the gunpowder and everything I definitely picked up. And here we go. Here's what we were after, the upgrades.
But you can't avoid fighting forever. Maybe you should think about adding some combat skills.
So what I will do on our path is continue to upgrade stealth. So you can either use it on this one right here, or you can use it on this one here. And so since stealth is, I think, very useful right now, I'm going to go ahead and since we were also really close to unlocking one of these paths, I'm going to go ahead and use it on that one. And that will get you your achievement. You got red in you. Use your first red gel. And so we're obviously going to fully upgrade all of these in the end, but for the moment I think stealth is really, really helpful. And so that's why I chose to upgrade that first. I also think if you wanted to, combat would have been a good first tree as well. So, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade these a couple of times. And then we will be done. And don't worry that it seems like, you know, things are going to take a lot of weapon parts and a lot of gel and everything. I think it's really on this first playthrough about picking the upgrades and things that are most helpful to you on your first playthrough. And then you will get a ton of green gel and weapon parts and things in your New Game Plus, because on New Game Plus resources and everything are way more plentiful. I think the I think it's at ×2. At least on the, or ×10, I'm sorry, ×10 on the weapon upgrade parts, which is pretty excellent. Okay. So now that all of that stuff is done, we're gonna go and finally check out the main objective here. And so you may get a random enemy or two that spawn. You probably should not. If you've cleared out this entire area back here on the way, then you probably will not run into much resistance. But just use caution. And then we're going to take a wide route to the place where we are going. We're wanting to get to the pit stop up there, but there are a ton of enemies between us and it, and it's just kind of irritating. And so, instead of having to try to thin all of those people out and everything, I would recommend you take a more circuitous route. So, we come through here. Smash open a few more boxes. And then move toward the back of the map here. You should see this herb, and then there should be an overturned car up here. And that has a couple of supplies as well. And so these are kind of your map markers as to kind of where you want to be. And that bypasses all of the enemies down there, and you don't have to worry about them. And now I'm going to go ahead and take care of this next locker key. You can do this after you trigger the next main scene, but just for the sake of not alerting any enemies, because the enemies that show up after this section are mean, and I don't want to alert them. And so I'm going to go ahead and grab this statue right here and this key. So locker key number 8 right there behind the gas station. And now we will move on with the main story. So we have found this resonance of Lily.
What the?
And so we're just going to kind of follow her footprints, so to speak.
Lily? Are you here? It's Dad. Where did she go?
And we're going to move this out of the way, but you have to, I believe you have to check the door first.
It's okay. It's me.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right, calm down. How do I get in there?
Okay, so we're going to move this out of the way. And crawl through. And we'll have a little cutscene in here. As soon as we interact with this doll.
It's Lily's doll. She's been here. Lily. Oh my God, she's in trouble. Someone is chasing her. I should check out around back. See where that window comes out.
Alright, so after all that, we're going to head around back behind the pit stop. And investigate this garbage pile.
All right, Lily. Where did you run off to? What the?
Alright, so it's going to give us an area that we need to go to. And it's worth bearing in mind that these
Just hang it.
resonance points do not count toward the achievement for getting all of the resonance points. these story related ones do not count. Alright. And so you could have gotten the statue then, but at this point there are these double-headed dogs that appear. And so to avoid them, you just kind of want to go back the same way that we came in here, and you will not have to fight those creatures. You can see that the enemy that was over there near where we picked up the sniper rifle is still creeping around, and so just be wary of her. And now we're going to head on over here.
Let's try this again.
And once again, we're going to follow the little footsteps. Investigate these areas, and it's going to take us around this area just a little bit. If you go straight forward, you won't have to follow that all the way around.
Hope it's not lilies.
Grab that herb on the way. Okay. So that's going to take us to a new resonance point. And so we're going to head that way. First, before we do that, I'm going to come over here and grab a few items. Some shotgun shells on this guy. Oh boy. So we have a couple of enemies that wanted to chase us in there. But now they don't know where we are. And we'll take this opportunity to move over this way. So there should be a few more items in this house garage. And something that you do want to do is come over here and kill this dude right here. And so there are several enemies over here. And there's a couple of different ways that you can go into this area, but this is a perfectly good way to go because you can kind of sneak in here and not have to walk past a lot of things. But of note here, one of the things that we're going to want to pick up is this mysterious object. It's going to be the third one that we've picked up, and it is the mysterious machine. One of the tanks from Wolfenstein, the Wolfenstein series, which is pretty nifty. Alright, so be aware there are several enemies back here. And you want to try to move around this area carefully. So there should be one banging on this truck. There is another one up there. And then there's another one kind of walking back and forth to my right. Alright, so that guy has left. This person is going to die. And then this is showing you that you can knock over that barrel, but we aren't going to do that right now. Gonna kill that guy. And okay, so this guy saw me. So a good way to deal with these guys is to run around the corner here. Try to get some distance between you and them and climb up these ladders. Okay. So that lady was being a supreme irritation. The guy who saw us initially kind of went back to his regularly scheduled pattern. And the lady, it took us a minute to lose her. But we did. So now that we're over on this side, we may as well go over here and continue with our resonance of Lily. Because it's going to lead us into that area where we were just clearing out. You can go ahead and clear out those enemies before or after you do this. It really doesn't make any difference. It just depends on if you get spotted. Or if you clear them out without incident. No, Sebastian? You can't jump over that? No? Okay. Thank you.
It looks like she stopped here to hide.
Okay. So now it's going to show her going into the warehouse.
Smart girl.
So like I said, we're going to be
Good places to hide in there, I bet.
going over there. Gonna turn my flashlight off. Alright. So this guy right here in his pattern can be somewhat annoying. And you've also got the lady who was following us straight across. So we're going to kill him. And we're going to head around here. And if the lady is back on her regular pattern, she should walk up this way. But sometimes once enemies get off of their regular pattern, they just kind of do weird things. So there is another hand axe, it's worth noting. There she is. Alright. And I'm going to sit on this corner right here and wait for her to come toward me. And use that ambush skill right there. And so any corner like that, that's a really good one to do it on. But any corner like that, if you can get an ambush kill, you will unlock the achievement Wait for It. Killed an enemy using an ambush. And so you'll see that she had an axe as well. So there's lots of axes floating around here. Which is neat. You can also move this bin. You know, maybe. If it allows you. Her body's sort of in the way. To climb up here. And get around down here. And so the next thing that we're going to do is going to take a little bit of luck, but hopefully you should get it. What we're gonna do here is lure these two who are kind of locked in this room into this oil to kill them. And now we're going to need to weaken them a little bit first, and so this can take some finesse, but hopefully you should be able to get them both to run through this oil so that it kills them. But we'll need to, on this difficulty, you'll need to weaken them a little bit first. So alright, so that's that person we've shot. And that person we've shot. Okay. So we're going to climb down here. We're going to light that on fire. It hopefully will get both of them, and it hopefully will be enough to kill them both after you've put a few bullets into them. And that should be your achievement or trophy. Kick, shoot, burn. Killed 2 or more enemies at once using oil on the ground. So there you go. You'll also notice that one of these also has a hand axe. So there are plenty of hand axes around. You can use those to finish off enemies in this area if you so choose. And what we're going to do now is pull that lever.
Hopefully that did the trick.
And that's pretty much everything in this area. You can run around and pick up any ammunition or things that are lying around. There should be a few goodies around here. A few goodies. Okay. If you hadn't upgraded your pistol at that moment, you probably needed to put a couple of more shots into the enemies before you lit them on fire in order for them to die, because enemies on this difficulty do take quite a beating, so just be aware of that. I know that I did upgrade my firepower a bit just a second ago, so if it takes a couple more shots for yours to be ready to die, then that is why.
Lily? Lily? Shit. Lily?
So we'll pick up a couple of things in here.
Lily came from upstairs.
And when she goes through there, that will allow us to go through there. Gonna go ahead and kick this oil canister over for the future. Because we're gonna be fighting some enemies on the way out of here.
Crawl through here. Gotta get through. She's a brave and resourceful little girl. She's gonna be okay. I just gotta find her.
Alright, let's go ahead and knock that off so that we can open that door. And then I'm going to come around here. There's a slight detour from the main path outside here. It's going to be helpful. Because there's a bunch of crafting materials in here. Gunpowder, fuses, nails, pipes. So lots of stuff to make your crossbow bolts. Which is excellent. And then we'll head back this way. Now, when we head down here, there's going to be an enemy that tries to be kind of sneaky. And so we're gonna slink after him. And honestly, there's not really point in trying to be super sneaky. So this guy, he's gonna come out, and you can use a hand axe on him. Sometimes I've had the hand axes not 100% work in terms of taking them out in one hit, and so just be aware that you may need to shoot this guy a little bit afterwards. So if the hand axe doesn't quite kill him, you'll want to just either go ahead and pull out your gun and shoot, or come back under here. He can't follow you under here, and you can kind of shoot him in the kneecaps to finish him off from under there, safe as can be. You can pick that axe up to refill your hand axe, which is very nice. And then we've got a couple of things in here. So we've got a shock bolt, which comes in handy. We've got our next file, number 14, report number 00654, core displacement. So that's your 14th file. We also have another high-grade weapon parts, which is very nice. And now I would recommend using this workbench to craft a couple of things. I would go ahead and make a few shock bolts. If you don't have a whole ton, I'd recommend having at least a few of these explosive bolts as well. And I would say make a few shotgun shells too, just in case you get into a spot of bother. So just make sure that we're all reloaded and stocked up.
Another doll. But where's Lily?
Okay, so remember that you only need to have 6 shotgun shells, not 7, because there should be 4 there for free. And that should be everything in this area. Actually, that's a lie. If you come around here to this side, there should be some gunpowder. And that should be everything in this area. And so now we're going to grab the doll here and watch a little cutscene before we get ready to finish up this level.
Him. The murderer with the camera. And the son of a bitch has my little girl. I was so close. Damn it! Calm down. Think. I gotta save her. No more signals coming into this communicator. I need to find another way. O'Neill. Not sure I can trust him. But he wants out of here as bad as I want to find Lily.
Okay, so that should unlock the achievement taken, saw a chilling vision.
You hear me?
Sebastian, is that you? You're breaking up.
Shit. Not now. Maybe it'll work better outside.
Alright, so we're going to head down, and we've got a couple of little scenes here, and we are almost home free for Chapter 3. So we're heading back the way that we came. We're going to see him up ahead. You're going to want to follow him. It's going to transport you, and your kind of mind is fracturing a little bit here. Okay.
There you are. But where's Lily? Can't let him get away again.
So he is gonna get away again. I don't know what that teleport was there, buddy. But now we'll have a little bit of a scene, and then we'll have some really, really irritating enemies.
The girl! Where is she?
Okay, so now we're gonna have these dogs, and I'm gonna run through here, gonna go through here, and gonna get up this ladder here, where we can kind of see downstairs. And so we'll see where these enemies went. So they did not appear to follow me all the way over here. So these guys, their heads are their weak spot. Oop, 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 oop. Caught on a wall. Come on, guys. Nope. Okay, here come the other ones. They're on our tail now. Okay, that was unpleasant. Alright. So we're climbing up here. And they should struggle to get at you up here. Okay, so we've successfully got 2. This one looks like he is... Oh, where you going, buddy? Where you going? Oh, he's confused. Okay. But these things, they're just really mean. And so you don't necessarily have to fight them. I do like to do that because they give you a good amount of green gel and stuff.
You're still alive? I mean, you're still alive. Good. Were you able to locate the core?
No, but I know who has her. And he's got powers like nothing else in here. But I lost him.
I think I can help you out with that. I picked up a frequency I've never seen before. It's coming from City Hall.
Great. Where's that?
Look up. Do you see a building with a big clock tower?
Yeah.
That's it.
How in the hell am I supposed to get up there?
It's a bit complex. Come back here, I can explain.
Right. I'm on my way.
Okay, so that's that. It'll show some more enemies spawning in, and so just know that even though you cleared out the areas before, there will be new enemies there now. But the path that I'm going to show you to take should be relatively clear of enemies. So pick up anything that these guys dropped. If you're lucky, you can catch them coming through this oil, and that helps with taking them out. And actually, seeing as I used some shotgun shells, I'm going to go back and see if I can't pick up that last one that I left up there. But yeah, so those enemies, they're unpleasant, they're fast, they hurt, as you saw when I got nibbled in the bum. But you don't necessarily have to fight them like I was saying before. You can just kind of run past them and get out of the warehouse area, and at that point you are free and clear of them, and they'll kind of despawn and you'll get the whole communicator message thing. But I just wanted to show you guys kind of a good way to kill them, a good way to take them out, because sometimes, you know, when you're trying to run away from these things, you do get caught and hurt. And so if you're struggling with doing that, or if you just want to kill them for the green gel and stuff, which is definitely, you know, helpful, because they dropped what, 700 and 600 each, and then the one dropped weapon parts, which was a little bit underwhelming for that particular one. But the other two dropped us a good bit of green gel, and so, you know, it is helpful to kill enemies in these areas just to get more upgrade materials, you know. So we're gonna head back to the safe house. You should be able to just run down this street right here, and you'll hear some enemies around, but if you just kind of make a beeline for the safe house, you should be okay. And that will do it for chapter 3, guys. It wasn't pretty in all places, and it certainly was not short. But just know that this is the longest chapter of the game. There are a couple of chapters that are kind of lengthy, in the future, but nothing like this particular one. This one's just a bit ridiculous, just because there's a lot of collectibles and a lot of things to do. And so you can come over here, we can refill our health. Any health that you lost, it should have another coffee brewed if you haven't used it since we used it at the beginning of the level. And that'll take us back up to full health. And then you talk to O'Neill to finish off Chapter 3 and initiate Chapter 4. So I will go ahead and say thank you for watching, guys. I hope that this was helpful to you, and I will see you in the next chapter.
You made it here okay.
Not sure if okay is the right word, but yeah, I made it. Now, tell me how to get to City Hall.
Union was built with a sort of backstage area, so Mobius operatives could observe the test subjects in secret. Most of these passageways are still intact enough to bypass the fissures in Union.
But chunks of the city are floating in the air. How are there tunnels?
They're passageways, not tunnels. When you go in and out of them, you're basically phase shifting. We call it the marrow. It exists in a layer separate from what you see.
It doesn't make any sense.
Fortunately for you, it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to work. But it's a maze down there. You take the wrong path, you could end up on the other side of town.
Where's this marrow that gets me to City Hall? And who comes up with these ridiculous names?
I'll mark the location of the port. It's in the north safe house. Looks like a regular computer, but it's not. I'll give you the password you need to activate it. Once you're inside, follow the marker to exit B2. That should take you straight to City Hall.
You could have told me this on my communicator, you know.
Maybe so, but I couldn't have given you this. The passageways are still intact, but the collapse of Union has caused infrastructure issues. My communicator says that the gas leak is blocking the path to exit B2. You'd never make it through alive without this.
Deadly gas leaks, huh? Thanks for saving the worst for last, O'Neill.
Based on what we've seen so far, I doubt that it's the worst you'll encounter.
You're not helping.
Anything else you need to know before you go?